All right, last week was the beginning of Lunar New Year, friends, and a little introduction, explanation about the animals associated with the Chinese zodiac. Why rat comes first. Enjoy. Why rat comes first. A story of the Chinese zodiac for Chinese New Year. In heaven, high above the milk-white clouds, the Jade King sat and watched over China. Funny and sad stories about China's animals often reached his ears, but he had never set eyes upon them. Being curious, he decided to invite these creatures to a great feast so he could finally meet them. The Jade King sent the Prime Minister down to Earth with his arms full of red invitations for the animal guests. The Prime Minister was used to walking on soft, fluffy clouds, but not on hard, rocky ground. He tripped on a stone, fell to the dirt, and dropped his invitations. As he crawled about to gather them, a gust of wind lifted them up and sent them soaring away. Sadly, the Prime Minister returned to heaven. "It doesn't matter," consoled the Jade King. "Whoever receives my invitations shall be welcomed through our door. Perhaps it is better that the wind does the traveling and saves you the trouble." The invitation read, "Calling upon China's wondrous beasts, you are invited to dine at the Jade King's feast." After the coldest winter nights had passed and before the warmest spring days had arrived, the food was cooked, the lanterns were hung, and the great feast was ready. "Imagine," thought the Jade King, "I am finally going to meet the thousands of animals that soar through the sky, walk on the land, and swim through the sea." Then the Jade King sat down to wait. "My king," announced the Prime Minister, "your guests have arrived." And he opened the doors to let the animals in. The Jade King counted the animals, then the corners of his smile turned down. Though thousands of animals roamed the earth, only 12 had entered heaven's gate. Tiger, ox, horse, snake, monkey, rooster, sheep, pig, snake, rabbit, dog. Although he felt sad so few animals had come, the Jade King did not want to spoil the celebration, so he turned to the animals and said, "By coming today, you 12 have properly paid your respects to me, and I wish to reward you. There are 12 years in our calendar cycle, and there are 12 animals at our feast. 12 animals, 12 years. I hereby name 1 year after each animal that is here today." The animals said, "We thank you, Jade King, for inviting us here. We are honored to give our names to a year." "Excuse me, my great king," said Rat, "but which animal comes first? I am clever and very smart. The year should have me at the start." "Excuse me, King of 1,000 years," said Ox, "but I am mighty and very strong. Starting with me could not be wrong." "Clever and smart, mighty and strong," thought the Jade King. He turned to the other animals. Which one should come first? The animals began to argue. "Clever rat uses his brain. When ox tries to think, it gives him a pain. Hard-working ox stands proud and tall. Lowly rat is much too small. Even the animals cannot agree. Close your mouths, commanded the Jade King. He paced around the room, stroking his beard. Since you animals cannot decide, I shall hold a contest, a popularity contest between rat and ox. The judges will be the children on earth. The winner will be the animal that the children decide is, he paused to think, the most special, he finally announced. The animals nodded their heads in agreement. The Jade King told the Prime Minister to take rat and ox down to earth, to a village courtyard where children were playing. Ox trotted up to the children and strolled comfortably around them. While working on his master's farm, he had often let the children ride on his back, and they were used to his big, brown body. Even the smallest child was not afraid to ride the strong but gentle beast. Rat began to complain. Ox is too big and I'm too small. He is easily seen by all. Make me bigger so the contest is fair. Make me as big as ox out there. The Prime Minister considered Rat's request. Then he nodded his head and clapped his hands. Rat grew and grew until he was big as 100 rats. Delighted, he ran into the courtyard to join Ox. The children jumped up and down and waved their arms. Ooh, ooh, such a huge rat. Ay, 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 look, 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 it's a great big rat. The children forgot all about Ox. A few minutes later, the Prime Minister walked into the courtyard and told the children, the Jade King is having a contest. He wants to know which animal you think is the most special, rat or ox. The rat, I've never seen a rat as big as that. It's true, I saw it too. Did you see? That rat was big as me. The Prime Minister wrote down the children's responses. Then he returned to heaven with rat and ox and reported the day's events to the Jade King. According to your report, said the Jade King, the children have chosen rat, although he was somewhat big. The Jade King smiled to himself. I hereby proclaim that rat is the winner. Rat, you will lead the first year. Furthermore, all children born this year and every year of the rat will be as clever as you were today. Let us now celebrate. The Jade King took the animals, led by Rat, into the decorated banquet hall. Surrounded by plates of delicious food, the animals raised their cups and wished each other and the Jade King good health, long life, and happiness. Rat at the center. That is our book, Why Rat Comes First. And of course, it includes the years in the lunar calendar. Rat, ox, tiger, hare, dragon, and the years that you were born in. It would include, as well as snake, horse, sheep, monkey, followed by rooster, dog, and boar. Happy Chinese, or Happy New Year, friends. Lunar New Year.